Spoiler alert, you know in the last Transformers movie where they finally got their transformation cogs? Well, that's the case with Geely, because this is the Lynk Coolray. Hey everyone, Vince here from AutoIndustriya, and today we've got, well, not the Geely Coolray, but rather the Lynk Co. 06. And it shares a lot of things with the Geely Coolray, especially the platform, the engine, a lot of things, the way it feels, but later we'll tell you more about it. Now, Lynk Co., it's positioned as a brand that's in between Geely and Volvo. So this is kind of a semi-premium brand. And later when we show you, we're gonna see if it fits that bill. In the Philippine market, this is being brought in by UAAGI. Yes, UAAGI, the same guys that do Photon, that do Cherry and Bike, they also do Lynk Co. as their premium brand in their lineup. So let's see now, in terms of the look, you can see that it is a Coolray size vehicle. It's a B segment crossover, but in the design direction, they really went in a different way. The way they do the snout, it's actually quite sharp. The way they do this grille here, the DRLs up here, by the way, the headlights are right down here, tucked in very, very neatly, and they're very nice LEDs. The design really is striking overall, and you can see it with the way they do the color, the way they do the two-tone look with the black roof. I mean, the Coolray also does that, but Lynk Co., they're trying something else when it comes to the overall design. This being a crossover, that's why you get the blacked out fender extensions there. The wheels, these are 18 inches. It does come with Atlas tires, which I think I find a little bit strange, because in the Coolrays before, I know they spec them with Continentals. But the black and the bluish gray theme continues on. Not much chrome on the outside because they're going for a younger type of customer. The 06 really does look neat from every angle. I mean, the back, you can see the taillights, the emblems, it's very simple, very reserved. The way they do the design there, even the lower bumper with the way the color comes in there. And of course, no fake tailpipes, which we like. Up top, we got a spoiler that's definitely more muted compared to the one on the Coolray. But one detail that's rather unique here, they have a shark's fin antenna up top, but if you notice, it's kind of reversed, which is kind of different. I'm not sure if that's intentional or somebody made a mistake at the factory, but it certainly looks different. When we pop open the back, the cargo space, the volume is around 280 liters with the rear seats up, but in terms of measurements, it's about 30.5 inches by 37.0 inches, more or less. About 18 inches from here up to here, the parcel shelf. And overall, I think around maybe 20-something, 28, thereabouts up to here. When we fold down the rear seats, you'll get about 55.5 inches of length overall. So that really gives you all the cargo you need, just over 1,000 liters, at least on the spec sheet. Underneath here, what do we see? Well, you'll see that you have your tools there and all that, but you do have your spare under here, which is a space saver right under there, a donut type of spare tire. Some more storage there, which is gonna be pretty useful. I mean, if you want to keep some stuff in your car at all times, that's gonna be useful there. But yeah, it's a nice and practical little B segment crossover SUV. But what I wanna see is what's under the hood. Let's check it out. Now let's show you what's under the hood of the 06. This is a Nordthor engine. It's a 4-cylinder, 1.5 liter turbo gasoline engine. Yes, 4-cylinder, not 3. So it's much more similar to the Geely Coolray, the newer version that we drove a couple of months ago over in China. It makes 181 PS and 290 Newton meters of torque. So yes, more power, more torque. And it's got a dual clutch transmission driving the front wheels. It's not an all-wheel drive. For those of you looking for an all-wheel drive vehicle, this is not it. But what we like is that being that it's a more premium version of the Coolray, they paid more attention to cleaning up the engine bay, covering up with this, and neatly labeling everything. So you've got your dipstick here, you can get it from there. You got your fluids over there, your battery right under here. If we look, you'll notice it's also covered in foam. It's very neat under there. It's a very nice attention to detail when it comes to the engine bay. And this is something you normally see, let's say when you when you go from a Toyota to a Lexus version of a Toyota, that's the kind of similar thing that they are going for. It's this attention to detail, making it look neater, making it look clean. But inside, is it the same story? Let's find out. I kind of expected the back seat to be a bit tight, but not really. I mean, in terms of space, we're okay. The way they do the seats, it's like nice and scalloped in the back, although I do wish they had a bit more of an angle for the lower cushion, because I feel it kind of slopes almost down a little bit, or maybe not, but definitely less than some of the others when it comes to the way they angle the seat. But still, nice space to be, plenty of room. The floor is almost flat because this is not an all-wheel drive vehicle. There's no drive shaft or propeller shaft or something coming through there. You do have two USB ports, your two AC vents here, seat back pockets on these seats, which kind of remind me of the RX-8 or even the FTO from back in the day. Power windows, door handles, coat hook there, light up here. You can see a bit of that panoramic glass roof up there with the handle here and another hook. So yeah, it's a decent space to be, but the one I really want to check out is the front. Whenever I step into a vehicle that has say a fellow badge brother in another brand, even though they're both under the same group, you half expect them to have the same interior, but clearly that's not the case in this one, because the dashboard is completely different and they're very intricate about the details, the geometric details with the Lynk Co. You can see that with the shape of the hood for the instrument cluster here, the 10.25 inch instrument cluster. Same with the top of the dashboard there. They have this nice detail with the dark chrome trim here. And by the way, they have some really nice ambient lighting. I mean, we can't see it right now, but right over here and over here, it kind of glows different colors. You can set it in with the screen, but yeah, it's a very nice touch. Like when I first stepped into it in a dark parking structure, I was like, whoa, I didn't see that in the daytime. Now, in terms of the seat, yes, it is nice and sporty. Again, it reminds me of some of the older sporty one-piece, or not one-piece, two-piece bucket seats, meaning the lower cushion and then the way they do the seat backs is one piece. Very nice. I mean, we're not going to put a racing harness on here or anything, but still, it does look good. Now, in terms of what you see around you, let's see. You have the steering wheel here, flat bottom with controls on the right side, which can work on the next track or the volume, as well as control the right side of the driver cluster here. You have on the left side, you do have the controls for the adaptive cruise control, the lane tracing or a limiter, depending on what you want to use. Yes, adaptive cruise control, it can vary the distance of the vehicle ahead. And then you have paddle shifter here, which do feel really nice. So plus on the right, minus on the left. And the stalks that are very high quality in terms of feel. I mean, we normally don't talk about the wiper and the light stalks, but still on this one, it does merit a bit of a mention. Now, in front of you, a nice screen here with a tachometer on the right and a speedometer on the left. But in the middle, you've got your ADAS display, as well as the display for the adaptive cruise control. And on the right side, you can display TPS, your fuel economy, all that stuff on that right side of the screen. We'll show you the B-roll of it all right now. Here in the middle, you got this 12.3 inch screen. It's landscape oriented. So it's very similar to the Coolray we saw in China a couple of months ago in Chansing. But this one is a little different because they didn't try to connect these two. They tried to keep them independent of each other, which I think is a neat touch. It avoids having that kind of wave thing that tries to connect it all there. AC vents down here. You got your climate control system here. Now, what's interesting is that to control the dual zone of this, the temperature is on this side, even though there's a display for a temperature on this side. What you do is you actually control your temperature from either side from this side. So if I press it, right now it's on left and right. So if I move it up and down, it'll adjust both. If you press it, it'll go either to the right side only. You can adjust that, or press it again, go to the left. It's a very different system, but it takes a little bit of getting used to. Fan speed is controlled here, so right there, and then all the other buttons here. Now here in the middle, this is actually where it differs from the Coolray quite a bit, because in the new Coolray they went for Not this kind of design. This one actually has a little tight compartment here, which doesn't fit anything except maybe your wallet or a set of keys, because it's an oddly shaped tray there. Like, it's hard to get stuff in there. But you do have your stability control here, hazard buttons over here, and your panoramic camera over here. When you press that, the 360 camera comes on there, but it'll also come on when you put it into reverse. Yes, this is your T-bar shifter. It's a return to center type. So it's basically the P is the press a button here. Oh, sorry, press a button here. And then your reverse is forward, drive is back, and then if you pull it one more time, you go into manual mode, and then you can use the paddle shifters, or if you want to really retain the manual mode, meaning, I mean, you can just pull the paddle shifters anytime, but still, there you go. Your drive mode selector is here, and what do we get? Let's see, right now we have sport, it goes red, intelligent, and comfort. So those are your, also one more is eco mode, but really we keep it in intelligent mode or sport mode because it's a lot of fun to do it that way. Now here, electronic parking brake, auto brake hold. You got a little louver drawer thing cover here for your dual cup holders. A compartment here with a USB port and a pretty deep compartment there. There's a tray underneath here which has the wireless charger for my phone. So I have to reach over, my phone's there, it's been charging there the whole time. It has a USB-C port there, as well as a 12-volt outlet there, which you can plug in your adapter. Right now, I'm not sure if mine is there right now, but still. But here, the screen, very nice graphics. You can control a lot of things. You know, the wiper, how it works. Front wiper slows down when parking. Rear windscreen wiper, okay. All those settings you can set from here. Vehicle control, the hill descent control here. You can turn on the engine start-stop. Me, when I was just driving it, I just kept it off, basically. So I didn't really want the engine start-stop to be coming on and off. Kind of disturbs the way you drive. And then you can control, what else? The displays here, the ambient lamps. When you can have different modes. So the promise discoloration, I don't even know what they call it, but it changes colors. You can see it here later. Breathing mode, which is a pulsating type of version, which is different. I mean, lots of neat things if you want to play around with it. You got your AEB, lane keep assist, your rear cross traffic alert, although they call it RSRS. I'm guessing racing, but still. Over here, what else do we see? Let's go through the apps of this. So under the apps button, you've got phone, multimedia, your QD link, 360 camera, your setup, AC, photo, all that stuff. So yeah, anyways, it seems like an interesting vehicle to drive, and the quality is actually really nice because you've got soft touch here, soft touch up there, even here soft touch. I mean, anything that they could put soft touch materials for that quality feel, they did it with the Lynk Co 06. Of course, nothing they can do with some of the panels, like this one has to be firm, but the way they built it with the tolerances, the panel gaps, nothing looks out of place, which is proper for a vehicle they're marketing as a more premium alternative. What I would have wanted though, I mean, it does have the panoramic glass roof, but I would have wanted a rear view mirror that was electronic rather than the day and night like that. I mean, it's an arguable thing, it's a small detail, but still would have been a nice touch there. But anyways, let's go take it out for a drive and see how this feels on our road. The impression the 06 really gives me that it is a superb and well-built vehicle. You know, you can feel it when you go over the bumps. It feels Euro solid, and that's what you really want. I mean, they are marketing this as kind of an in-between between, let's say, their Volvo brand and their Geely brand, and I think it hits that note very, very like square on the face, right on the mark. That's really how it feels. It feels solid, and it doesn't have the price that would kind of convince customers otherwise to not try it out. So that's something to be expected there. Where it also excels is in the feeling of safety. We're not going to test around like the seat belts or the airbags or none of that. We're going to trust that they do work. But when it comes to the smart safety, like the advanced driving assist features, I think it works really well. Like right now, let me try it, right? So navigation assistance, let's try to set it for, say, what are we at now? 37 kilometers per hour. It's a bit slow there, but we're on EDSA, we're doing the adaptive cruise control, and it's actually tracing the lane very well. Like right now, let's set it to 50, accelerate up a little bit. This is the car maintaining itself in the lane. Oh, the lane markings disappeared. That's just the thing with EDSA and a lot of provincial roads. So you do have to really pay attention to what the lane markings are. If you see the lane markings disappear, you know, like really control the vehicle, right? But when it comes to the speed and maintaining the gap, it's set to 50, but we're doing 43 because that L300 FB in front of me is doing around 43. So it's making a good, you know, it's really adjusting very well. And even when it comes to motorcycles, it doesn't panic, which I think is a good thing. So Geely, Lynk Co did a good job in tuning this vehicle well. Now let me get out of this adaptive cruise control mode, and now just driving it along. The steering lightens up because the system no longer controls the lane tracing. So when you feel it gets a bit firmer, it's trying to maintain you in your lane. That means you have the lane tracing active. Right now it's deactivated and it's a little bit softer. So the cruise control works really well. I didn't get to test the AEB, thankfully. You know, we don't really like testing that stuff, but we have tried it out in China before with some of Geely's other models, and they do work quite well. So yes, overall, I'm really impressed with the Lynk Co 06, just as expected. But there is one major drawback, actually two. And those two drawbacks is that it doesn't have Android Auto, nor does it have Apple CarPlay, which means that I don't have my maps on here. I don't have my Spotify connected. Yes, it has Bluetooth. It does have QD Link, and I downloaded QD Link, but it's not working. So the smartphone mirroring is buggy at best, or in my case, non-functional. Because for some reason, it's not reading my phone. I tried another phone, I tried another cable. Nope, won't read it. So it kind of renders this very nice screen in the middle quite useless. And I would have thought that they would have already, factored that in, that customers abroad use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but they didn't spring for that option here, which for a vehicle that's supposed to be premium, it's kind of surprising. You'd think that they would spring for having the license for that, because I think they do have to pay for that, because how it is in China when it comes to Google and all that. Apple is the one that I'm surprised that this one doesn't have, because I think Apple is a bit more accepted there, or more used there overall. But still, it is what it is. Is it a deal breaker? Well, that depends on you. As for me, yeah, it kind of sucks. It's kind of disappointing that I don't get to maximize this very nice screen right here in the middle. Anyways, let's go back to the warehouse so I can sum up my experience with the Geely Coolray. Sorry, Lynk Co 06. The Lynk Co 06, well, I really had a good time with it. It's a fun car, it's fast, it's got power, good handling, great looks inside and out, and really, it's something that I would enjoy driving every day. However, the pricing, because there is quite a thing with the pricing of this. The starting price is at 1.4 million. Now let that sink in. That's a starting price. That's for the lower grade version. This is the higher grade Hyper Halo, and it's almost 1.6. And let me tell you, at 1.6, it really has to knock it out of the park in so many different ways, in every way actually. Personally, I could go with an upgrade of the tires to something more familiar, and also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. In the class of vehicle and the type of customer this one is competing for, I think Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are going to be non-negotiables. But guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of the new 06 from Lynk Co. Is it a win for you? Let us know.